What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're going to be reviewing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Beginning. Which, let me get my Rotten Tomatoes score up. So, before we get started with the review, I wanted to just go ahead and say that going into this one, I had very low expectations. Extremely low. Like, obviously, I was like, there's no way this can be as worse as some of the others, or anything like that. And this movie is definitely an unnecessary prequel, which honestly, is very frustrating to me, because I'm like, why make this whole movie an unnecessary prequel? Like, my only guess would be to think that the only reason why this is a prequel is because they didn't want to have to deal with the fact, like, oh, the face has one arm and everything like that. That's probably one of the biggest things. Or we killed off the characters and some of the characters in the first one or whatever. That's the only thing I can think of. And they just was like, oh, we'll make it a prequel so we can do another one. And I was like, this movie has the problem of giving us the origin of things we didn't need to know. Like, yeah, we get to learn that how the cop got the sheriff outfit and everything, and we learn a whole bunch of stuff about about things that we really just didn't need to know. Leatherface in this one is just more of the same-ish. The characters we follow are kind of uninteresting, and also there's no tension with really anything, because you know everything that's gonna happen. So you already know, like, okay, none of the Hewitt family are gonna die because they're part of the original timeline. They're alive in the remake, which is this is a prequel to. And it's just one of those very odd and bizarre choices in a movie. But, like, part of it just doesn't sit well with me. And this is definitely on the lower end of the series, but definitely not as bad as some of the others. Because there is some nice gore effects. Like, there is some nice gore effects that I do like. And I feel like the only little interesting thing is kind of it's a little bit with the our victims in this movie. But the fact is, like, it's hard to even talk about this movie, because, like, I really just don't know what really to say, to be honest, about this one. Because of the fact that it's just a prequel and so unnecessary. Like, I don't really know, like, what much to say. Because it's not necessarily a prequel. I really don't know what to say about this movie. Like, the gore effects are nice. It's an unnecessary sequel. And, like, I'm just spitballing at this point. I don't really know what to say. Like, it's legit that odd of a movie. And I can't necessarily say it's that bad. Like, the critics would, though, with it being a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 53 by audiences. Which is interesting, I guess. I don't think it's as bad as some of the other movies in the franchise, but I definitely wouldn't rate it in a... I'd probably throw this one at a solid 2-ish, probably. About a 2. Yeah, I think a solid 2 out of 5 would be where I would place this movie. I don't really know what else to say. Like, that's all I can really say. Like, good gore effects, unnecessary prequel, and that's really all. What else can you say about it? The score is nice at points. Characters are alright and decent, but like at the same time they're also generic-y and like I don't really. There's a lot of this movie. It's like, and it brings back the dinner scene, which did we need to bring it back? Like, I got that. There we go. Like, did we? Why is it right? All okay. There we go. Did we need to bring back the dinner scene? Like, I don't know. This movie just racks my brain. I don't know what to say about it. Like, this is the most off the wall review of this franchise I've ever said, because like it's just something. It's just there, and it's an unnecessary prequel that we didn't need. And like, I don't even know what I'm saying with this review, because like I'm like all over the place for this review. I don't even know what to say or anything, because it's that oddity. It's a very oddity of a film, and it's not the worst in the franchise, but definitely not the best. And it's very weak. It's very weak. The fact that it's a prequel. That's the main problem with the movie. The fact that it's a prequel and it doesn't add anything that worth mentioning. Like, there's not much to say about it besides that it's just weak. Like, I don't know what else to say. That's all I can say, guys. What do you guys think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? The beginning. I really am curious, because like this movie just dumbfounds me, and I find it interesting but also forgettable, and it's just such a nothing film. It doesn't add anything to the franchise, doesn't pique my interest in like, oh, here's how he got his chainsaw, oh, here's what makes him become a killer? But like the explanations they give for some stuff, like, oh, here's how Leatherface was born, and like so many answers to questions that didn't need answering. I guess the only one I could say, like the fact that the dude has no legs in the last movie, that's, I guess, is interesting, but it's also like half hazard or whatever you want to call it. It's not handled well. I feel like you could do a prequel to that movie with in a better way, and this was just not the way to do it. I feel like they really just wanted to make a sequel, but realized it'd be a little hard to kind of do another movie with the fact that, well, one, the cop dude, I don't remember his name, Hugh Hoyt is the Hoyt was it, and it's just, I don't know, like my brain, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around this whole movie and like justify its existence. It's very hard to justify this film's existence. But I'd love to know what you guys thought. Do you think this is a bad movie? Do you think this is a good movie? I'd love to know, how do you think they could have improved it? That's a good... I like I said, you could have made a prequel and made it interesting, but maybe like not the way... Because I like that it's kind of like this is their first time doing all this stuff, and like they're still not like 100% sure like about it and everything, and it's like not... It's weird. But also like... It's just... And it's not set that far in the past either, which is also nerve-wracking. This movie is just all over the place, and I don't really know what to say about it. Like, I don't. But I'd love to know in the comments what you guys think of this movie. Let me know right down there in the comment section. And I will see you guys at the review of Texas Chainsaw 3D, which is one that I've been looking forward to and also very hesitant on. But that's all I gotta say. Bye.